In a world saturated with distractions, the ability to focus intensely on a cognitively demanding task is a superpower. This superpower we're talking about is what author Cal Newport defines as deep work in his aptly named book. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. It's a state where you're able to push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill, and are hard to replicate. The concept of deep work isn't new. It's the state of flow that artists, writers, scientists, and even athletes strive for. It's when you become so absorbed in your work that you lose track of time, your surroundings fade away, and all that exists is the task at hand. So, why is deep work important? In the knowledge economy, where we're paid for our ideas and our ability to solve complex problems, deep work is crucial. It allows us to produce at our peak level, which is essential in an increasingly competitive world. However, the sad reality is that the ability to perform deep work is becoming increasingly rare. We live in a world filled with distractions. From the constant onslaught of emails and messages to the unending lure of social media, our attention is being pulled in a million different directions. This constant state of distraction prevents us from entering the state of flow required for deep work. But don't let this discourage you. While it's true that we live in an age of distraction, it's also true that this makes the ability to perform deep work even more valuable. Those who can cultivate this skill will set themselves apart in the world of work. Deep work isn't just about productivity, though. It's about the quality of the work you produce. When you're able to focus deeply on a task, you're not just getting more done. You're producing work that is of higher quality, more innovative, and more impactful. In essence, deep work isn't just about getting more done in less time. It's about producing work that is of greater value and meaning. Cal Newport, the author of Deep Work, presents 4 key rules that govern this practice. Let's delve into these principles that can unlock our potential for focused, productive work. Firstly, work deeply. This might seem obvious, but in an era of constant distractions, it's easier said than done. To truly work deeply, you must create an environment that encourages focus. This means eliminating distractions and making a conscious effort to immerse yourself in the task at hand. This could involve setting aside specific time blocks for deep work, or creating rituals that signal to your brain it's time to dive in. The second rule is embrace boredom. In our always connected world, we rarely experience true boredom. We're always just a click or a swipe away from entertainment. But Newport argues that the ability to be bored, to be alone with your thoughts and not reach for a distraction, is crucial. This trains your mind to focus, even when the work isn't particularly exciting. Thirdly, quit social media. This doesn't necessarily mean deleting all your accounts, but rather being mindful of how much time and attention they steal from you. Social media is designed to be addictive, and every moment you spend scrolling is a moment not spent on deep work. Consider how these platforms serve you, and if they're worth the cost. Finally, drain the shallows. Shallow work is non-cognitively demanding tasks that often fill our days, but don't contribute to our most valuable work. By minimizing these tasks, you free up more time and mental energy for deep work. This might involve delegating, saying no more often, or simply becoming more efficient at these tasks. These rules aren't easy to follow, but they're essential to mastering deep work. As we move through this digital age, the ability to focus deeply and produce high-quality work is becoming increasingly valuable. By implementing these rules, you give yourself the best chance to thrive in the new economy. The first rule of deep work is, unsurprisingly, to work deeply. This might sound like a tautology, but it's an important starting point. The essence of deep work lies in its execution, which demands a blend of practical strategies and a particular mindset. Let's start with scheduling. It's not enough to vaguely plan to do some deep work sometime today. You need to allocate specific blocks of time in your day for focused, uninterrupted work. Think of these blocks as appointments with yourself that you absolutely cannot cancel. They could be in the morning when your mind is fresh, or in the evening when the world settles down, depending on what suits you best. Now, onto the environment. It's not just about a tidy desk or a quiet room, though those certainly help. It's about creating a space that signals to your brain, it's time for deep work now. This could be a specific location, like a study room or a library, or a particular setting, like turning off your phone and closing all irrelevant tabs on your computer. Setting clear goals is another crucial element of working deeply. What exactly do you want to achieve in this deep work session? Be as specific as possible. Instead of work on report, try write the introduction and first section of the report. This gives your brain a clear target to aim for and keeps you focused during your deep work session. Lastly, remember to maintain a healthy balance. Deep work is intense, so don't push yourself to do hours of it at a stretch. Start small, maybe with 20 minutes or half an hour, and gradually increase the duration as you get comfortable with the concept. And don't forget to take short, rejuvenating breaks in between. Working deeply is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about harnessing your brain's full potential and directing it towards tasks that truly matter. It's not always easy, but it's always rewarding. Working deeply requires intentionality and discipline, but the results are well worth the effort. The next 2 rules of deep work involve rethinking our relationship with distraction and leisure. So let's dive right in. We live in a world where distractions are a dime a dozen, with our smartphones serving as a constant source of interruption. But here's the kicker. These distractions aren't just stealing our time, they're also impairing our ability to work deeply. One key aspect of deep work is learning to tolerate and even embrace boredom. It's during these quiet moments of inactivity that our minds can wander, reflect, and come up with creative ideas. Unfortunately, our reliance on digital distractions, particularly social media, has made us increasingly intolerant of boredom. We've become conditioned to reach for our phones at the first sign of idle time, robbing ourselves of these valuable moments of reflection. But it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is that we can retrain our brains to tolerate boredom and reduce our reliance on digital distractions. One effective method is to go on regular digital detoxes. This doesn't necessarily mean completely cutting out technology, but rather setting boundaries for when and how we use it. For instance, you might decide to avoid checking your phone first thing in the morning, or to set aside certain hours of the day as tech-free time. The benefits of these digital detoxes can be profound. Not only can they help to improve our focus and productivity, but they can also provide a much-needed break for our overstimulated brains. And it doesn't stop there. By reducing our reliance on social media, we're also freeing up more time for activities that truly enrich our lives. Be it reading a good book, going for a walk in nature, or spending quality time with loved ones. So the next time you find yourself reaching for your phone out of habit, pause and ask yourself, is this really the best use of my time? Could I be using this moment to engage in deep work, or to simply enjoy the art of doing nothing? Remember, what you do in your downtime can significantly impact your ability to do deep work. The final rule of deep work is to drain the shallows. Now, what does this mean? Shallow work refers to those tasks that are non-cognitively demanding, logistical in nature, and often performed while distracted. These could be routine emails, unnecessary meetings, or even mindless paperwork. While they may seem harmless, these tasks can significantly eat into your time and disrupt your ability to engage in deep, focused work. So, how can we drain these shallows? There are a number of strategies you can employ. First off, consider delegating tasks that don't require your specific expertise. Next, eliminate any unnecessary tasks. If it doesn't contribute to your goals or the goals of your organization, it's probably not worth your time. Finally, try batching similar tasks together. Instead of responding to emails throughout the day, designate specific time slots for this activity. By reducing shallow work, you create more space for the kind of deep, meaningful work that truly matters. Let's recap the key principles of deep work that we've discussed. We began by understanding the power of deep work and how it can significantly enhance our productivity. We then delved into the 4 rules of deep work, working with intense focus, embracing boredom, quitting social media, and draining the shallows. These rules are not just techniques, but guiding principles that can help us unlock our true potential. Remember, deep work is about more than just getting things done. It is about immersing yourself in tasks that require mental effort and concentration. It's about prioritizing meaningful work over shallow tasks and distractions. I encourage you all to try implementing these rules in your own lives. Start small, perhaps by setting aside a few hours each day for deep work, and gradually increase the time as you become more comfortable with this practice. Deep work is more than a productivity hack. It's a philosophy for work and life that can lead to greater success and satisfaction. Embrace it and watch your work transform.